Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 30th edition of Cinema Effect. What a sentence. What a sentence. I'm Zach, and I'm joined by my fellow Hans Zimmer appreciator, Jaden.
G'day.
And JC, a.k.a. Fitzy, a.k.a. Liam.
Hey.
For the uninitiated, well, this would normally be a podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single week, all that jazz, but we're talking about a TV show today, so get excited for that. But whether it's a TV show or a movie, this show does post every single Monday. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music, where we talk about shows, movies, all that shit. So please subscribe if you're into that idea. Leave us a rating. Follow the Instagram page. We appreciate all of that. Remember to submit your questions, thoughts, reviews for next week's film in the YouTube comments section, but we always have our specific question of the show. And this week we're asking you to answer in this here comment section, what is your favourite video game adaptation? It can be, I guess it can just be shows or films, right?
Are there many shows of video games?
There are some, and they are much better than the film track record. So I feel like there's not a lot of choices if we stick with films. So yeah, we'll go with both. There you go. So what's your favourite video game adaptation, show or film? Let us know in those comments. This week, we're talking about Twin Peaks Season 1, the cult classic show, which premiered in 1990. It was created by David Lynch and Mark Frost. Its genre is a crime mystery, and the synopsis is an idiosyncratic, which is a word I'd never heard of before this. I was like, oh, I'll add that to the vocab. An idiosyncratic FBI agent investigates the murder of a young woman in the even more idiosyncratic town of Twin Peaks. The word is so good they had to use it twice, whoever wrote that. How did we feel about Twin Peaks? We've been watching it over the last, I don't know, when we decided we were going to do this 2 months ago or whatever. We've been getting through that first season. And what did you guys feel about it?
Well, this is actually my second time rewatching the first season. But yeah, I think it's really great. I like how it kind of more stuff about the relationships and the mystery unfolds each episode. You just learn more about the town, and it's just very creative and good.
So you'd seen the whole first season?
Yeah, like a year or two ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay, shit. I thought you just watched the pilot before.
Nah.
Damn. Okay. Fair enough. How about you, Jaden?
Yeah, I thought there was some good and some bad. I mean, that first episode was shit. It was really hard to get through. And it really made me unexcited for the rest of the series. And even, early in the season, I wasn't keen on a lot of the features, but as time progressed, I kind of, you get used to it and you start to understand or appreciate it a bit more in the context of the series and the way it's created and why that specific tone or why this thing actually works, although it seems really odd at first, But I think it's it's up and down, and I think it definitely deserves some criticism. And I mean, watching the first season alone, I don't understand the cult status that it's achieved, but perhaps season 2 remedies that.
Yeah, maybe. I'm with you, Jan. This was a hard one to get through for me. For the most part, I think there's a lot to criticize. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was awful or anything. It was just, I don't see the cult status either. And I don't know. Yeah, maybe it is a thing of just what TV shows were at that time. It is kind of hard for us at this age and living in this time of, TV shows are what they are in this day and age with streaming and all that, to go back into that time capsule and kind of try and view it that way. It might be difficult, but yeah, no, I didn't love it. I'm glad that Fitzy did though, just because I was concerned that, it's going to be hard for me to kind of contribute that other perspective that so many people seem to fall on that side of. This is great. This is really awesome, as quirky as it is. So I'm glad that we have someone here that can bring that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's the best thing ever made, but I still think it's pretty great.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that at all. But so what is Fitzy? I just want to ask you, because this whole Twin Peaks as a series, as a thing, confuses me a little bit. Just in terms of, I've seen there are like spin-off movies, I think, and there are weird alternate cuts of things. I don't know. Is there? Can you give me a quick rundown on this? Because I kept feeling like I was missing out on stuff as I was watching it.
Yeah, well, there's the original series, season 1 and 2, and then Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, which goes into the last days of Laura, except the first half an hour is kind of a parody of the original show. And then the missing pieces, which is like kind of less important, and then you got the Twin Peaks: The Return, which is just like one season. And it's very like different and experimental kind of.
Okay. Where should we start with this? Is the pilot a good place to start? Because
yeah, I think we should.
Jane, you didn't like it that much. Tell me about that.
I mean, it's just so many things with shit. The acting was bad. The writing, like dialogue and character-wise, was horrid. The music just felt inappropriate in the scenes. I mean, for the tone that the film is, for the series establishes of this, rather grim and serious murder of this teenager, and the way it sets that up, the music does not reflect that tone at all. So it was really jarring and, weird at first. The intro is shit and boring. And I mean, like, it was really hard to get behind the characters in that first episode.
Yeah. I kind of, this is interesting. You kind of described how I feel about the show more as it goes. Because the pilot's probably my favourite episode, and
I think you're nuts.
I don't know. I think it suffers from all those same issues, because dude, all those things you just listed off, I'm totally with you throughout most of it, where I can go on about the music. It's just so weird, and the friggin' the acting and shit. But I don't know. I feel like the premise of it, and just diving into that pilot, the way it starts. Okay, we're into this mystery immediately. The way the character's introduced, I don't know. I was engaged by the pilot enough, but I don't know. So, but hang on. So, do you think the show gets better, or are you just saying that you found the pilot particularly bad, and then you were just whatever for the rest of it?
The pilot was particularly bad. I do think it gets better, but I think I'm not sure how much of it actually gets better, or how much of it you just get used to. But I do so I'm not sure if it's an actual improvement overall, but I did enjoy the series more as it continued.
Right.
The odd comedy and the weird characters. I felt I grew to understand in how they work in the series, and they just came to be a part of the creator's vision, or whatever they wanted to when they set out to make it. In the first episode, it just felt really weird. Like the FBI dude just comes in, cracking jokes and making weird shit. But then, because they kind of keep it up, you understand that that's what it's meant to be. So,
Yeah. No, that's true. It definitely, in almost every way, has its own thing that it's going for. In all those respects with the characters and everything. I don't know. As it went on, my interest in the central plot just lessened and just kind of diminished to very little, to where I was kind of bored shitless in the last few episodes. Where I don't know. I think that all those things are kind of prevalent throughout the whole thing. Maybe I probably got used to them a bit too, so I can see how that would be the case for you. But yeah, I don't know. The beginning of the mystery, I honestly had no idea what the show was about. I know I've discovered since that it's like a whole thing about, who killed Laura Palmer is like literally the entire thing. I had no idea about that going into it. So turning it on, hitting play, and getting presented with that, and meeting all these connections that Laura made, and what that is, and what that plot is. I was like, okay, I know I'm into this murder mystery. As it went on, I was kind of underwhelmed by it. But how do you feel about the pilot, Liam?
I really love the pilot. I think it's the best episode, although I do also like just following it and where it goes and how things develop further.
Yeah, this is really strange, because I would agree with you that the pilot is my favourite too, but I also agree with all Jaden's issues, so this is interesting to say the
What
least.
what are the issues?
Oh, like shit acting, shit writing, shit music, uninteresting story. Really, that picks up. I mean, like I had a lot of problems with. Sorry, the music's not shit. It's just inappropriate. It just does not fit the tone that I felt. But
No, it's totally off. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I had a lot of issues with the first episode. I mean, like the it was the first episode, right, where like it ends with fucking Bobby Briggs barking at the biker kid. Right? I mean, like, what the fuck was the point of that? And it was just shit like that. And like it's the melodrama and the overacting and shit. And I was like, like maybe it's just 90s TV, but dude.
Yeah, that's another side of it. I completely forgot about that. Thank you for bringing it up. I didn't write it down. That's so funny. I'm with you. I think the acting is, it's kind of a bit all over the map.
I think it gets better as the series goes on too.
Do you?
Yeah, I think especially with the FBI and the sheriff man, I think they get better. But like the teens, they don't really improve.
Yeah, no. The teens don't really do it for me. But I really like the core relationship between FBI dude. His name's Cooper, right? Let's get the name straight, all right? Cooper and hang on, I'm getting up the
Harry.
other dude. He's Harry. Yes, very good. I really liked them. I really liked their kind of relationship, their back and forth. The way their different backgrounds, how they come together in this circumstance, and I don't know, their kind of friendship. I thought it was really cool. Okay, hang on, sorry. Yeah, but going off Bobby Briggs though, the barking, I thought he was a standout bad one for me.
Oh yeah,
where he has a lot of scenes where I'm like, oh, especially when I think they were at Laura's funeral, I think it was, and he gives the whole speech about something. Lord knows if I can remember what the specifics of it were.
Man, no one really cares. No one understood her. That they all knew that she was in trouble, but no one cared to help. They're all fakes, he said.
Yeah,
that's it. That's exactly what he said.
It's a parody. It's a parody of like 80s TV shows like this.
Is that a parody? I mean, like if that's the case, then yeah, perhaps. I mean, like I can view it in a totally different light, but I did not know this was a parody. It does not drop enough clues for it to be a parody.
I didn't. I didn't get the vibe at all that it's meant to be a parody of anything. I thought it was taking itself quite seriously. But yeah, dude, please, like, if that's what it's going for, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was, I don't know. Yeah, it's just kind of supposed to be it exposes the underbelly of the normal kind of life that is presented in these kind of like over dramatic 80s TV shows.
Oh wow, huh?
I guess I don't know 80s TV enough.
No, but like it's just I don't know that much either. But you just kind of sense that for me, I can just sense the melodrama is coming from a place of kind of.
I just thought the melodrama was an intentional thing in the writing that they thought, oh, this is going to be really good. But
I mean, that's kind of it's kind of just it's not just a parody; it's other things as well. But I think essentially, it's kind of the idea is kind of a parody.
You've blown my mind here, Liam. You've blown my mind. This had never entered my mind at all. I mean, now that you say it, I can I guess I can see what you're saying. But yeah, no, the melodrama, I just thought that's what this show is. I thought the story was like, nothing about the story and the way the characters react to the story, other than maybe the over-top acting, and even a lot of the acting isn't even that over the top. Like a lot of it, there is definitely over the top acting, but it's not so. Nothing about it is so over the top where it's like, okay, something's up here.
Yeah, I kind of think like to what's that bloke's wife called? The one with the eye patch. Like her acting is kind of what I think.
Oh,
now,
right.
Now that you mentioned that it's a parody, I kind of like compare her to like characters in like the fucking Bold and the Beautiful or some shit.
But I feel like these are all like that's like a friggin' major side character, right? Like everything going on and concerning the central story, the central plot of the show. I don't know. I feel like it's all fairly takes itself seriously. Like it's quirky. Mm-hmm. It's got interesting characters, and it's not. I don't think it's a super serious show. but I never got the sense, that it's a parody. Like, I don't know. Maybe I associate the word parody with something more silly than it really is meant to be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean it's like 100%, parody SNL kind of thing, but it's definitely riffing off these kind of, over melodramatic TV shows. But I also think that, it does take itself seriously at times, and I don't know, that was kind of effective to me, like the sincere moments and, moments between the biker character and, Jay,
Laura.
and, not Laura, Laura's friend, the black haired.
Oh, Donna?
Yeah, Donna. Like,
right.
Definitely, emotion definitely got through to me in this show, but at the same time, it's like...
Yeah, so for me, Fitzy, I guess this is an entirely new perspective. Looking back, I struggle to identify what is and isn't taking itself seriously.
It just feels like it's like stuck in its own TV world, but it's like it's doing the opposite of like a normal, Friends or Cheers or whatever. It's like, because there's dark things that are happening, and there's these moments of like horror and like revelation in the town. It's kind of like, looking at the underbelly of this normal kind of suburban thing that's kind of shown through these shows. And I don't know if I'm making any sense, but...
So that TV series that they constantly show us, Invitation to Love or whatever it is that meant to like enhance the parody idea?
Yeah, because like that's kind of like that's almost like a literal plot line, like that kind of thing that happens.
Because like when Leo gets shot, he looks at the TV and the character on TV gets shot, and like I thought, like,
that's right.
Like throughout the series, I was trying to pay attention to see if like, if like the Invitation to Love was going to be like a foreshadowing or some shit of like what comes up, but it was just so forgettable that I like if that is the case, then I do not remember it at all.
Yeah. I feel like every now and again I kind of subconsciously noticed it came up, but didn't pay any attention to it really either. I'm right now, as we speak, I'm just trying to get my head around this parody idea, sort of, because, like, if I think about all the central kind of subplots and what's happening, everything with Sally and Leo and that abusive relationship as it relates to Bobby and the drug shit, and then looking over to, like, what else we got? We obviously, you got the core investigation with the police, and then you've got Audrey doing her whatever the hell she's doing. Like, she was obviously a very quirky character, but I didn't really. I don't know. None of this is really feeling parody-ish, I guess.
Yeah, I think parody might be the wrong word. It's David Lynch's like vision refracted through like an 80s sitcom kind of thing. It's like a weird version.
Wow.
It's like a weird version of a 80s, 70s, melodramatic kind of thing, but he's expressing his own kind of unique thing as well.
Right. Okay. Sure.
Like the parody thing kind of does make sense to me, because one of the notes I took down was, I've never seen Riverdale, but this seems a lot like what I think of Riverdale, with like, the teen subplot and with the murder and the affairs and the melody and the drug dealing and shit. Like, what I think of Riverdale is kind of what I imagine this show is, like the teen part anyway,
Mm.
So like I kind of do understand.
Yes. Yeah.
That.
Yeah, but I don't think that doesn't mean we're not supposed to take the those kind of elements seriously. Like I do think, for me at least, the Bobby and God, you're right about the names. Bobby and the the blonde
Shelley,
and the biker and Donna. All that kind of it does feel real to me, and like he's trying to. I don't know, those emotions do come across to me. It's not just something I laugh at, as in a parody kind of way.
Oh no. No. Yeah, okay, no, that's a good point. Okay. So if he is trying to then, in that way, create, this... He is trying to do his own sort of, melodrama show thing through that lens that you're talking about, I guess that works. I guess. That just feels like so... Maybe it is another time period thing. It feels so specific that as a viewer, I didn't pick up on that.
I mean, it's not just that I like about it. I mean, I like the characters, I like the writing, I like everything Jane hates about it. So.
I think the only character I actually liked was FBI Man, and I'm saying like I think the problems I mentioned were with the pilot, and I think some of them persisted with the show, but as the show went on, they got better. So like I don't outright hate it, Liam. So just clearing that.
No, I'm just saying like what you don't get from it, I kind of get the opposite of it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm with Jane, and the only character I liked Cooper. I liked Harry, like I mentioned. Dude, I didn't give a shit about anyone else at all. I don't know. They're all just kind of boring, I guess. I didn't give a shit about who killed Laura Palmer in the end.
Really? Because that at least still kept me invested in the series.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I feel like if anything does, it has to be that, right? It has to be. So I feel like I would be in the minority on that. What? Yeah. Okay. Well, what characters do you? So you like all the characters, Fitzy? What characters stand out to you other than those two we've mentioned?
I mean, I do like Bobby. I like I don't know. Every character is just their own kind of. They all have their own unique, quirky kind of personalities, and it's just enjoyable to watch. Like, then definitely not. He's not going for realism. He's not trying to write real people.
No.
They're just
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think he was going for real characters either. I think there are enough examples of just really strange characters where I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah, even the most serious characters aren't even really that serious. I like, with the writing and with the characters, I like how we've mentioned how a lot of them are quirky, but even the ones that aren't quirky, it does feel like you're saying that all of them have their weird quirks, and it does inject personality into the show. This show absolutely has personality, and I do appreciate that about it. It's not, the main plot bored me to tears, but it's not a thing where, the entire experience isn't boring. It's there's clearly, there is a lot going on here in regards to that, because like Audrey's character is the entire character is that, but even if you look at Cooper and how he always talks to Diane like in the recorder, I like that a lot. That was just a weird little inclusion. I don't know if that ever becomes anything at all, but even if it doesn't, that's totally cool. I think that kind of just tells me a lot about him, just the fact that he does that, and it's enjoyable to listen to him and watch him do that. And I feel like that kind of exists for most of the characters, except maybe the teens, which is probably why I like them the least. Like Donna and the who's the biker dude? Oh lord,
James.
Oh lord, James. Well, James was whatever, dude.
Everyone has their own. Everyone kind of just can be summarized in their own word. You talked about Cooper being idiosyncratic, and
great word.
Harry's he's just a nice guy, and he's a bit weird. You got the strict disciplinary, father kind of thing. Bobby's the kind of cliche, high school jock kind of character.
Yeah, I guess you can do that. I don't know. Like, for me, that's kind of where the depth of them ends. It's just kind of, you can sum them up sort of in one word, and a lot of the words are pretty vague. Like saying like a character's nice and a character's weird and a character's strict. It's just kind of, I don't know. There's not a lot going on there for me. There's not a lot of depth in that.
Yeah, there's not a lot of depth in the characters. But I don't know. I think he's able to, for me at least, he creates emotional depth just with the situation. I don't know, everyone's reactions to Laura's death and the grief and everything.
Yeah, that's true. Seeing the dad, Laura's dad, I thought his acting was kind of over the top too, but I did like how emotionally, and the mother too, how emotionally kind of struck they were. And I think you see, from memory, I think you do see the most that side of it. I do like the way they all kind of react to that and how that does. You do get the feeling that Laura's death really does affect the town, in this grander way. And I think the pilot actually does do a good job of kind of demonstrating that, where we get the. I don't think we ever go back to the school after the pilot, but the scenes at the school, the principal reading over the PA, like that does strongly convey, okay, I get it, Laura's important to this community.
Sorry, just it's kind of an insignificant fact, but the population of the town is 51,000, right? And I just read, on the IMDb page that it was meant to be 5,000, but then the studio thought that people wouldn't be able to relate to it enough, so they changed it to 51,000. But for me, the fact that it's 51,000 people in that town, it makes it seem all the less likely that Laura's death actually had that much of an impact. Had it been a 5,000 person town where everyone knows each other, then yes, it was a big deal. But, I mean, a 50,000 person town, that's pretty fucking, that's a decent size. So, I mean, like...
Jan,
it's a...
I completely agree with you, but that's why... And don't get me wrong, this is some bullshit. I'm with you 100%. But according to the Visitor's Guide to Twin Peaks tie-in book, authorised by creators David Lynch and Mark Frost, a note tells readers that the population of Twin Peaks was indeed 5,120 and that the sign was a typo. Of course, to get around that studio issue that you were talking about.
Right. Okay. Well, sorry, I didn't read the extended universe of fucking Twin Peaks to understand that fact.
No, 100%. No, you're totally right. I felt the same thing. Because just watching it, I forgot what the friggin' population sign said. And I'm like, yeah, it must be a town of, like, what do you reckon, like 3 to maybe maximum 10,000 people. And then, yeah, reading 51,000, I'm like, I mean, I don't know about that.
Because, like, they kind of go off the fact that there's only one high school in town. But if you have a 51,000 population, there's not only going to be one high school. There's,
Oh, definitely not.
And, like, so, the fact that she's the homecoming queen, that everyone knew this figure, I mean, like, in a small town, yeah, maybe that'd be big news that, oh, look who this person is. But, in a town like that, fuck no.
We can talk about the music. Jan mentioned that you weren't the biggest fan of how it was included. Do you care to expound? Because I think I'm 100% with you.
I mean, like, I don't think I can really say much more than it just felt inappropriate. That, like I said before, it's just tonally, it did not fit the scenes. Like the kind of mystifying, songs that they have over, this dead body, or over this, like they just never seemed to fit at all, and like it felt like a real. I mean, like, maybe you can do a better job of explaining it, because I'm pretty sure we are thinking the same, but I just could not get behind the music at all.
Well, yeah, well, I don't know if your reasons are the same as mine, but bouncing off you for sure. My main issue with the music was that there's three songs in this show.
Yeah, it's Laura's theme, and then like
2-minute tracks.
I mean, Laura's theme is like the main one, right? Like the kind.
That's like the dun dun, dun the piano thing or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. There's only 3 tracks, and I still don't know which one's which.
Yeah. But yeah, no. It for me, it is the fact that there are 3 tracks. There's the one I tried to poorly improvise right then. That's like the really kind of dramatic one. And I think all these tracks are decent, to be totally honest. I think that's a really cool song. It's just that they've only got these 3. You've also got the cool jazz music, like that I could find on what's the royalty free sites.
Yeah, that's actually how I wrote one of my things. It all feels kind of royalty free.
It does. So you've got that, and that just plays in one in every 2 scenes. And then you've got like the really sinister theme, I think. That's like really dark and brooding. And yeah, it's just every single scene, dude, in this entire 8-episode season, and yeah, Lord knows if it continues for the entire 30-episode run. Every scene just has one of these tracks behind it, and it took me out of it so much. I'm in episode 5, and I'm in this dialogue scene in the diner, and I'm hearing that friggin' royalty-free jazz music for the 800th time. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good for this. Thanks.
To be fair, the jazz one was probably like the track I could get behind the most because it kind of, because like it was often used when when Cooper was on screen, was it not? And I kind of felt like that could be a soundtrack to him.
Yeah.
Like, at least with that, when he was on screen, I was like, all right, that at least that makes sense. But like,
yeah, no, I agree with you.
I love how it repeats itself constantly.
but do you feel like the music's appropriate to the setting?
Like, it feels off, but I feel like the whole show just feels like it's supposed to feel off. Like, I just really connect with the whole, off-kilter, like, aesthetic about the show.
Yeah, that's the fact that I did kind of take into account the more I watched, and like so that like I said before, I did warm up to these things, and the soundtrack was one of those things that by like episode 6, I was sick of hearing the tracks, but I was used to hearing them in these out of place times, so I was able to figure it more.
You understood what was going on at this point.
Yeah,
and that you weren't getting any more.
Yeah.
But hey, I feel like maybe me not knowing anything about this show wasn't the best move. Maybe, like, I don't know, maybe I could have set my expectations better of just understanding what it was, and then maybe these things wouldn't have kind of caught me off guard.
Maybe, but it's a weird show, and like, ultimately it probably just comes down to, if you connect to the weird vision that David Lynch is attempting, or if it just kind of comes off as, as weird in a bad way, I guess.
Yeah, it's just bizarre, yeah. I just want to point out that there are little kids, I think, in the background. I think it's Fitzy's track. I don't mind. I'm just telling the audience right now that I'm pretty sure Fitzy did not kidnap those children, so don't ring the police.
There's definitely not children around here, but I don't know.
I'm hearing. Are they on your end, Jaded?
No, I heard it on. If it's not your end, Finny, it's got to be Liam.
It's not me.
Really?
Like I said, I didn't mind. I just
Did it stop?
didn't want to raise any alarms.
Well, it wasn't a constant thing, Liam. It was kind of like they popped up every
Oh, okay. Must have hearing problems. That's okay.
Oh, they're still there. It's all good though. As long as they're not screaming for help, it's fine.
Wow, I don't hear anything. That's really strange.
Oh god, add this to cinema effect lore. Do we have a keeper of cinema effect lore?
Back to Twin Peaks.
Yeah, Twin Peaks, right. How do you guys feel about... I brushed over that I felt the central kind of Laura, Who Killed Laura thing did nothing for me. And that mainly just grew as the show went on. And I tried to put my finger on why. And I think it comes down to the fact that I don't give a shit about Laura. And it's not just a thing of like, oh, well, you never see her, so that's why I don't give a shit about her. Like, I feel like you can definitely make me care about someone when having never met them or having never seen them alive. I think that's totally doable. And I think the show tries to do that, or if at least it doesn't try to do that, it definitely has plenty of moments where characters are talking about Laura and sharing experiences with her where that could be happening or maybe should be happening. And it's just not.
But Zach,
because
this is why you need to watch the prequel movie to understand it fully. And then you have to watch the recut version of the prequel film.
Oh, shit. Damn, yeah. I need to watch all of that and then I'll care about Laura.
Mm.
But I think it is a thing of we get so much of how she spent her time and what she did. We get a lot of the what with Laura. Laura was apparently the busiest person on planet Earth. She worked at the department store. She apparently was a prostitute at this place. She volunteers and does community work. She has substance issues. She visits her psychologist. She has multiple romantic relationships with people. She's the homecoming queen. So we just get like this never-ending list of Laura is everything in this town apparently and never sleeps. So, but I don't know who she is. I don't know what her personality is other than, oh, she was a lovely girl or some shit. She was really nice. Like, I can't connect with any of this or any of what we're given about her. I don't know, how do you guys feel about it?
I care about who killed her, but I don't care about her. She's dead when the series starts, and I mean, perhaps it was their intention to get us to feel for it, but I never really did, and I didn't think we were supposed to. But like, I did care about who killed her, and especially as the series went on. You say it bored you, but for me, it kind of got more intriguing because they kind of do introduce the fact that, I mean, like from the first episode, I was like, it's not Leo Johnson. They're going to set us up to think it is him, but then it's not going to be him. It's too obvious. But then by the end of the series, you're kind of told it is because he was at that cabin that night. But
What? I'm assuming you guys are going to continue on to season 2, right?
I will.
You will?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I will one day, I think.
Don't worry then.
Oh, are you going to spoil something?
Yeah, don't worry.
I thought you.
Oh, okay, no,
August
don't.
season two.
Yeah.
No, it's a I spoiled myself though because it's a long story, but it's kind of a meta spoiler if I tell the story. So
Yeah, all right, yeah. So
Okay. But do you know who killed Laura Palmer, Fitzy?
yeah,
Okay.
it's part like the story itself of who killed Laura Palmer is part of the meta story of. I can't really talk about it.
Okay. See, watching this season, I kind of got the vibe that maybe, like, you never find out who killed her.
Right.
I was kind of concerned that happens. So, does that not happen?
I don't want to say it, but like,
Okay.
because David Lynch had a certain intention for the show, and he kind of got fed up after. He kind of got. I won't say anything, but like,
dude, if I spend 30 episodes watching this and we don't find out who killed her, I'm going to be pissed off.
So that's how I felt. But I'm also down for an abstract sort of answer to it. I'm saying if I'm going to watch this show, I want an answer. It doesn't have to be a straightforward answer. It doesn't have to be a black or white, he or she did it or whatever. It can be abstract and weird, but I just need an answer still.
Yeah, if it just ends up being a cold case and Cooper's like, on to the next town, exactly. I would not stand for that at all. I mean,
the reveal of who it is, I think, is a good reveal, even though I haven't watched season 2 all the way through.
Okay.
But yeah.
But sorry, going back to the Laura thing for a second, you mentioned, Jane, that you never felt like you were meant to care about her, and that, but you did care about the mystery. For me, I don't know. Like in my brain, I feel like the two aren't mutually exclusive. I feel like for me to care about the plot and to care about who killed Laura, I have to care about Laura.
I think
now that I'm saying that, maybe I'm off.
I think we're meant to care about the killer because we care about what their friends and the family and the ones that are affected more.
Sure. That makes a ton of sense when you say that. Yeah.
Well, like who killed Laura Palmer was like a big obsession at the time when the show first aired. And like what you're saying now is really interesting. Caring about the mystery and not caring about Laura, because it plays into why Dave Lynch also made Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, which is essentially like a kind of a response to that stance, like the audience caring about the mystery and not actually caring about the person.
So that was created, at least in part, the driving force behind it was to have the audience connect with her more.
There's more to it, but
okay.
Yeah.
I really love the show's visual aesthetic. The kind of isolated, small, quote unquote small town. The empty intersections with with traffic lights just glowing. Yeah, the mysterious, wooded areas kind of thing. It's
I love all that too.
Where is the show set? Because I thought it was like northeast, like Maine type area, but I was just looking. Apparently, it's more like northwest.
Yeah. Got it. So I just looked it up. It was filmed in this place called Jesus Christ, Snoqualmie. I butchered that so hard, but you're right, Jaden. This town is apparently in Washington, the state of Washington, which makes it Northwest. Absolutely. Jane, you mentioned that you didn't like the intro. Wow.
Dude, I thought the intro was
Surprised
so
by this. I like
ass.
the intro.
No, seriously. Especially the intro in episode 1, which was like another minute longer than the usual intro is. I think because of it was just 2 minutes of just names and just fucking pointless scenery. I was like, yeah, no, I'm never watching this intro again. And it was just, fuck, oh my god. I actually really annoyed by it. I mean, like...
I'm not going to lie. I didn't realise they were different because I watched the pilot one and liked it and then skipped it every other time. So shit. I guess I didn't like it that much.
I mean, the pilot one is... It includes all, like, the actors and, like, you know, like, everyone. Whereas in, like, subsequent episodes, the actors, like, you know, and, like, all the other listings are over just, like, you know, the opening scene. So it
But it's the same general thing, though, right?
Yeah, generally, but, like, in later episodes, you know, we at least get some kind of story, you know, under the tone, you know, under or over, you know, something that's happening in the town. Whereas in the first one,
yeah,
just images of the sawmill with shit music, not shit music, but, you know, the same music.
I mean, it's just the same intro every time.
No, I'm pretty sure the first one's extended.
Oh, right, yeah.
I know, I liked the song. I liked the little tune. I liked the bird. I know, kind of. I thought the intro was a cool way of easing me into. We talk about how we do like the aesthetic of the place of the show. I also like that. I like the general vibe of it. You know, I wish there was more music, but other than that, I appreciate what the music is going for and all of that. And I feel like the intro, that song, the scenery we get that does seem pretty random, but I thought it was a cool way to kind of ease you into that vibe for each episode, even though I skipped it. But
yeah, but just when you think about other TV intros, you know, they're just better. And I mean, like,
don't get me wrong, throw a top tier.
I'm not even talking about, like, you know, like 2000s. I mean, like, you know, Sopranos, which was like what 99-ish or whatever fuck, you know. I mean, like, that's a banging intro, and that was only a couple of years later.
Oh yeah, God, so good.
Well, like, what do you guys just think of how the kind of story and like developed across the episodes? Like, I just like how with each episode you kind of learn of new relationships and connections in the town. How do you guys feel about that?
I didn't care enough about some of the characters to care about the new relationships that they introduced. I mean, like that girl that, not the one from Hong Kong, but the other one that's involved in the sawmill, and like her affairs and her relationship with the husband. Like, I didn't care enough about that.
Yeah.
And I mean, like when they, even like you know, the affair between Norma and Ed, and then her husband that gets out of prison. Like, I didn't care enough about that either. And now, like, you know, seeing that her husband's out of prison and seeing how he seems to actually be quite a big part of a few of the different stories in the show, you know, from like the drug dealing and then from, you know, now saving Bobby and what that's going to induce and, like, you know, his relationship with Norma, obviously. I mean, like, I didn't care about it enough, I feel, for them to keep on giving us new ones.
Yeah. Because he had a I wrote him down as parole dude because I didn't remember what his name was, but he kind of his dealings kind of lost me a bit at the end. So he had a deal with old love, red hair, the old dude, the old chick you were talking about, whatever her name was, right?
Oh,
Wait,
Jody.
what?
Wait, are you talking about?
Who?
Yeah, parole guy, prison guy
Yeah.
had some kind of arrangement with Woodlogger, not the Hong Kong one, the other one,
yeah.
right?
Well, he had an arrangement with the Hong Kong one, the old one.
Oh yeah, that was so confusing.
And then,
this was messing. This is messing with me, dude. This was messing with me.
And like, he's got a domino, and that's meant to be a symbol of him.
Yeah, this also. And so, wait, he was the one that shot Leo in the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Leo
don't even know
was
why he
part
was
of his
there.
operation. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I just like that though. Like, you know, no one is as they seem.
You loved being confused. Sure, I guess.
I mean, like, I'm jumping right to the very end. When Cooper enters his hotel room like the last time, Do you notice like immediately as soon as the door shuts, a pair of feet appear at the you can immediately see someone's come and stand there, and then they just have to wait for their mark.
Oh wow, what?
Like if you look at the bottom of like the door, you can see like as soon as the door closes, you can see someone come there and like they're just standing there. It's like as he's on like I'm not as he's on the phone, you're just waiting for it to happen. I'm not sure if that was actually like the intention of the audience meant to say that, or if that's just but yeah.
If the extra was just there early.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, we should talk about the ending and how it all kind of wraps up at the end of the season here. So old mate Cooper gets blasted. By who?
You'll never know.
Dude, I've got no real sense of who this would be, to be totally honest.
Norma's husband is shooting Leo, so it can't be him, right? One of the Renault brother is dead now because he got smothered. Where's the other Renault brother? I have no idea. Did he die also?
In Canada.
In Canada? That's right, actually, yeah. Could it be the businessman, Horn?
Wasn't he...
Oh, he was at One Eye Jacks.
Right.
Yeah, he was with Audrey.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Could be Log Lady, I guess.
Yo, Log Lady was a standout for me. I'm not gonna lie. When Log Lady was introduced, and it's whatever the dialogue was, and it was just like, why do you call her Log Lady? Because she just carries a log. I thought that was pretty funny. Confirmed Log Lady.
Yeah, if the person that shot him is a new character they introduce next season, I'm going to be a bit disappointed.
Oh, that'd be lame.
Yeah, I'd like for it to be someone that we already know.
There's no sense of danger that he's going to die or anything, right? I feel like maybe that's intentional, but that's the intention. No, I didn't feel that at all. But is there anything about the actual show that we've missed here?
I watched it on TV. I watched it all on my phone just to spite David Lynch.
Yeah, that's amazing. Did you deliberately sit next to a window, shine the sun on it?
I was on I was on a round trip on the bus the entire time.
Yeah, with the speakers on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. This is hilarious. I watched the last 2 episodes in the car on my iPad with definitely the sun on it sometimes.
Whoa.
Oh, I actually watched the whole show in a minimized tab while I played Fall Guys.
Get stuff, David Lynch. We don't give a shit about your stupid, weird rules. We'll watch your show however the hell we want.
Yeah, I hate how strict he is on like the experience and all that. So, let people watch it the way they want.
David Lynch can never be a friend of the show now.
I was joking, but I guess so.
Damn it! Expose yourselves.
Jane, rewatch now the entire season on your phone.
Yeah, I'll do season 2. Yeah, I'll do season 2 on my phone. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
I bought the actual like Twin Peaks season 1 and 2 like DVDs when I was in like Ireland or something, but they don't. They don't. The region was different, so they don't.
Genius.
Region like shit.
Yeah, it's trash, dude. All right, now we will give Twin Peaks a score out of 10. Liam.
I give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's great.
Very good. Jade, and yep.
Damn. After hearing Liam's score, I feel like I should be going lower, but I mean, like, I'm giving it a 7. Like, I know I talked a lot of shit, but I thought it was good.
I didn't introduce it properly. Season 1 only, of course. Given this is what this whole thing's been about. Of course. I'll give Twin Peaks season 1 a 5. I'm kind of...
You bitch.
I thought it was average. I thought it was average. Didn't like a lot about it. Was pretty bored. But I didn't hate it either. I didn't have like a dislike to it. I didn't dislike it enough to not want to keep watching it at some point. So, although the desire isn't that strong at the moment.
Look, just hearing like Liam talk about it, like the show in a meta sense, it actually made me really want to finish it off. To be honest.
Yeah, it's also made me more interested in it for sure, because just the show itself, I'm like, yeah, this is fine, whatever. But that's made me more interested in watching it. But the way that Fitzy also described it, and the return is this whole David Lynch thing, kind of makes me think I'm not going to like it, but also intrigues me a lot. So, all right, let's try and get through news chat pretty quick. Hey, so we got Borat 2. Jane, do you know the title? You don't have to if you don't know.
Well, I prefer the original title, which I don't have it near me, so I think it's going to be a bit different. But it's the delivery of pornographic monkey to Vice Premier Mikhail Pence, to make benefit of once great nation, Kazakhstan. No, sorry, recently diminished nation of Kazakhstan. And I really hope they go with that, and I really hope they just decide to flip it back at the last second. But the current title is delivery of the prodigious bride, I think, to something to make benefit of once glorious nation of Kazakhstan. Yeah.
Well, the fact you got that close was impressive anyway. But yeah, this movie is real. We talked about it a few weeks ago. It has a trailer, and it's coming to Amazon by the end of the month. So that's pretty exciting. Who of you watched? Jane, you watched the trailer. Did you watch it, Fitzy?
No, I haven't seen Borat.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I haven't either, and I haven't seen the trailer. But you were concerned about the trailer, Jane. You said.
Yeah, it just doesn't look as funny because they only filmed this in 3 months, I think. And I mean, that is plenty of time, to be honest. But it kind of looking at the trailer, it does kind of feel rushed, and it kind of feels like, from what they showed in the trailer, at least, it kind of seems a bit more held back to the original. I mean, obviously, this is just a 2-minute bit, and it could be entirely different. But no, the trailer didn't do a lot for me. I mean, hearing the title did a lot more for me than what the trailer did.
Right. Could it be a thing of just they can't put the best stuff in the trailer because it's probably too vulgar?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a chance. But also because this a main part. I mean, so in Borat 1, the main relationship is between him and his producer Hazamat. But in this one, it's him and his. I think they call it his daughter, and it's about him delivering his daughter to Mike Pence. And it just seems like the jokes with that involve his daughter don't seem to be that funny, and whether that's going to be a significant part of the film, I don't know. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Oh God, I feel like I definitely want to watch Borat and in time for this sequel. I want to do that.
Great.
Oh God. Okay. Wait, hang on. Was Sacha Baron Cohen the dictator too?
Yeah, and Bruno.
Okay.
And Ali G.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Because they seemed similar things in my head. I didn't know if they were all him. Okay, that makes sense. Perfect. Next up, we got Jamie Foxx's Electro again, guys. In Spider-Man 3, this Tom Holland sequel. So, apparently, Jamie Foxx said that he's not blue anymore. So, whether that means... we don't know if it's a situation if it's Electro, it's the MCU version of Electro and Jamie Foxx just happens to be playing the role again, or if it's actually the Electro from that other movie and they're doing multiverse bullshit.
Yeah, but, that's what I heard. I heard that. I mean, obviously no one knows, but the speculation is that Wanda's going to open up the multiverse in WandaVision, and then Spider-Man 3 is going to be dealing with that outcome.
That sounds cool. And then that obviously would link into that Doctor Strange movie, which is called Multiverse in the title. Whatever it was called. Multiverse of Madness, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, hey, that sounds pretty interesting. I don't know if anyone on planet Earth asked for this again, but I'm down.
I love Jamie Foxx's Electro, and I hope they reuse Hans Zimmer's theme.
That's right, yeah.
And Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man film, so I mean, I'm all down for Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, if it's his noise.
I've been very open about my opinion on the Spider-Man film of this podcast.
Very, very open. We got to do Spider-Man as a franchise, and we can decide once and for all how wrong you are or how right you are.
Mm.
Wait, Jane, you said Into the Spider-Verse was the best one, though, didn't you?
Nah. I mean, objectively, maybe I said it objectively is, but like personally, like the two Amazing Spider-Man films are just stand above the rest for me.
We got Jake Gyllenhaal and Oscar Isaac in a movie about the creation of The Godfather. Guys, that's a movie we did last week on the podcast, episode 29 of Cinema Effect. Check it out on all your podcast apps. But this movie is apparently called... Wait, hang on. I wrote it down, right? Was it Francis and the Godfather?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And old man Oscar Isaac is playing Francis Ford Coppola. and Jake Gyllenhaal's playing some producer or some shit. Dude, I'm in for this movie. This sounds dope.
Is there actually like a big story behind the production of that film? Like, was it notoriously hard to make, or is it just a case that it's such a famous film that they want to do a making of the thing?
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like there was some interesting stuff with producers and stuff in the trivia I read last week, but yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I guess we'd have to wait and see. I would imagine that there's some interesting story there, even if, yeah, I don't know how historically accurate they go, but I think it could be cool. As always, now we hand the show over to you with our question of the show. Last week we asked you, what's your favourite Asian film? Luke wrote in and said, now, I have to... Is this cheating? I feel like this is cheating, but whatever. Kung Fu Panda. Thank you, Jane. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Yeah, like immediately contradicts the question, but great DreamWorks film, and Jack Black owns it. So many, Asian names here. Amazing. I haven't really followed up with the sequel films. I'm sure that they don't live up to the hype. Maybe that makes me a fake fan.
True.
I don't know.
Kung Fu Panda 2 is better than the original.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I need to watch that.
It's actually got like a great villain, like the Swan villain is just great. It's got some great action scenes.
Who plays the villain in that movie? Because it's normally someone, right? Because I think the villain in the first one is a name.
Yeah, I mean, with the DreamWorks film, most people would be a name, wouldn't they?
Lord Shen. Oh, Gary Oldman. Lord Shen. Wait, no, is that him? That's not him, is it? Lord Shen.
Yeah, it could be. I think it might be. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so good.
Yeah, Gary Oldman.
He's the tiger dude, right?
No, he's
the villain in Kung Fu 2.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, he's the what even is it?
I think he's like a swan type character. It's a bird of some kind.
Royal peacock.
Metal. He has like metal feathers and shit.
Yeah, be like a peacock. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's actually like really good. I'd recommend you get behind that, Finney.
Yeah, cool. No, I reckon I'd like it a lot. Sorry, Luke, we stopped in the middle of your question. He was about to make a joke and I've kind of ruined it, but whatever. It was a pretty shit joke anyway. But if you know, send your answers to www.islukeafakefanof kungfupanda.com, and you could be in the running to win a Cinema Effect coffee mug, perfect for throwing at your TV while watching Artemis Fowl. That's nice.
Well, he says that's his own joke.
You loved it that much. I'm not gonna lie, Luke. As I read it out, it was actually a bit better than I thought. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. Henry wrote in and said, my favourite film, Asian film rather, is House, which is a really cool Japanese horror movie, which I describe as an incredibly fucked up episode of Scooby-Doo on psychedelics. Oh my god. It's definitely one of the most genuinely fun movies I've ever watched, and I'd recommend it to any fan of corny horror movies. Henry, that was you sold me hardcore then. That was great. And then William wrote in following up that and said, House, or Houseu, or however you want to say it in Japanese, it's just the best. Thank you all for writing in very much. Dude, I might have to check out both Kung Fu Panda 2 and House now. I'll add them to the list after, actually. That's great. Wait, have any of you lot seen House?
Nah.
Okay. What are our favourite Asian movies?
My favourite Asian film is Yi Yi. It's directed by Edward Yang, and it's about this Taiwanese family. It's just like a 3-hour film about their lives, basically. Just
right.
Intimate details of their lives, and it's great.
My favourite Asian film is obviously The Last Samurai. Just an incredible film. Great film, of course, made entirely by Asians. No, of course. That is my favourite Asian film. Fitzy will definitely agree with me. By Luke's Cheating Rules. Luke?
Wait,
but,
you can't use that.
No, I'm not. Don't worry. I'm just throwing it out there that it's the true winner in my heart. But the real winner is My Name Oh, what's it called? My Neighbor is Totoro. My Neighbor Totoro, right? That's the name of it.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm such a big fan. But I like the movie a lot, and I'm not gonna lie. Letterboxd has got this feature where you can filter out movies you've seen by country, and this was one of like 4 purely Asian movies I've ever seen, and it was one that I liked. So that's why.
Wait,
That's
did
why
you
it
give it
wins.
like a 6 out of 10 or something?
Oh Lord, I don't know. I watched it like 10 years ago. I liked it. Is the end? Is the I don't know what the hell number I slapped on it, but I liked it. Is the sentiment. So yeah, super racist confirmed. How about you, Jaden?
Well, I've got 2 because Asia's big, right? So I'm gonna say that one for the Middle East and like West Asia. I'm gonna say is Under the Shadow, which is this Iranian horror film, and it like just centers on like I've seen it like like compared to the Babadook, but the Babadook's arse, we've established that in the past. Under the Shadow is so much better. It's really just brilliant. Really, it is just a family drama and the relationship between the mother and the daughter, and as paranoia kind of sets in like a war zone. That's the real horror. That's great. But then, I mean, my favorite East Asian film is Princess Mononoke, and I don't, it just has to be. I mean, it's my favorite Studio Ghibli film, and I haven't really seen enough live action Asian films to really say anything else. So, I mean, it's got to be an anime film, and it's just one of the best ones. It's just thematically great, like story wise, and just animation, of course, is brilliant. Yeah, I mean, Princess Mononoke is like the overall answer. But yeah.
Very good, very good. That's on my Netflix watch list, so I have to get to that.
They kind of like broke the rules with animation because it exceeded that 2-hour runtime, and like back then anyway, like the idea of animating something of such a length was kind of crazy, and it did it. And it was just brilliant.
Oh, really? Wow. Pretty dope, pretty dope. All right. Thank you all for tuning in to Cinema Effect this week. We hope you appreciated this one. But what are we watching next week, Fitzy?
Next week we're doing the Trashfire Lion King remake. Directed by... I know, we're doing Jaden's favorite movie, the Revenant. So
Yeah, it's not my favorite. They're just saying that because I always defend it.
It's your favorite.
We'll see next week.
Anyway, it's on it's on Netflix. So all you normies can watch it this time. All you non-stands.
Yeah. Regardless, it's on Netflix. So if you are fake movie fans want to watch a movie, watch this one, and then join us next week, where I will definitely give it a lower score than the Lion King remake. So good luck. Look forward to that. No. I'm looking forward to it. I've never watched it properly or fully in any way, shape, or form. So basically going in blind, other than Leo's in the snow. So yeah.
And Tom Hardy.
And Tom Hardy. That's right. Yeah, I already forgot. There you go. All right, very good, guys. Thank you for joining me this week. I hope it wasn't too painful.
Yeah, it was alright.
I mean, yeah.
Enough said. We'll catch you all next time. Have a great rest of your week, and goodbye.